Hi, my orchid lovers. Well, it's been a long time, which is bullshit. It's been too long of a time. But I had to do a video. So I'm going to do a tour for me, since I've got a few things coming in. Bloom, but nothing's quite there yet. But you haven't seen what's been going on with me because, yeah, I haven't had much going on. A few new things and just some changes around, and just repotting my plants. And I had a few given to me, and a few I got, and a few that I've just grown and I divided and whatnot, and a few updates of ones that I got in the past. And one thing is Bubophyllum. I want to say, I always butcher the name, but it's like, is he something like that? Creamy. It's got little tiny little flowers, a whole bunch of them, and it kind of looks like a bunch of grapes, and they're kind of like brown and speckled. Oh, I love them. But I got clippings of him, and he had four big plump bulbs on him, which I mounted, and they're not so plump anymore. And I'm thinking it's dehydration, which obviously it is. So, best sphagnum moss in the world. I am gonna just add some more, but it wasn't doing anything, and now I've got 3 new growths out of each bulb. So I've got one there, one there, one there, and I have one in the living room that I got. And then this was given to me as a clipping. I don't know what it is quite yet. I'm gonna ask Brian. And yeah, Brian is my new friend. Brian's greenhouse is the one from Brad's greenhouse that he did a tour at his greenhouse. And Brian's been in the game longer than any of us. And yes, he doesn't have a YouTube channel, I believe, but I can't take credit for his beautiful work, but his amazing advice on books, and yeah, just awesome. So, and because a long time I've been promising a book review, but I haven't. Not really a book review, it's book advice. I own a lot of books. People probably have more than I do, but I'm going to tell you, out of all the ones, my favorite. This is Orchid, the Practical Handbook. This is by Brian and Wilma Ritterhausen. Now, they've written a couple of books, and it's so cute. I'm like, they look like the couple from my Orchid Society. I'm sure everybody has a couple like that, where they're so cute, and they're just passionate about orchids. I'm like, I wish me and my husband were like that, but I don't think so. So, anyways, he's passionate about cars and whatnots, but not passionate about orchids as I am. But he said that I'm very good with them, so I think that's but anyways, back to the book. So basically, it's like a little handbook, honestly. It's not a gigantic book, but it's got a few things, like care and cultivation, orchids in the wild, the history of orchids, where to grow orchids. And it doesn't just give you like 2 pages. It does give you a few pages on each topic, which I like more information. A lot of books, you'll buy the book and you'll just have a tiny section like this for Draculas. Well, I don't want a tiny section of Draculas. I want to know more, right? And if you want to know more, like let's say Draculas, you know, there are certain books. Like I bought Masdevallia by Timber Express, and that was an excellent book. But it, like, again, it only had 1 page of Dracula information. The Masdevallia and Dracula information is very common. But, oh, I love this Maxillaria tenuifolia. It's such a gorgeous But here is the Masdevallia. Now, this, we got 1, 2, 3 pages on that. And then, like, let's see, you look at Lacaste. It's same thing. Leela. It's got a few pages on everything, which is really good because that gives you a lot of information. And the print is very smaller, but you need more information. Like I said, Cattleya, Gracia, and then your orchid directory. And then it also has like difficult orchids back here. Difficult. But very good book. And it's small enough you can take with you on holidays. Okay. And then Fragrant Orchids. This is a new book by Stephen Frowine. And good if you like fragrant orchids, which a lot of us do. And basically it doesn't just give you fragrant orchids in this book, which is really nice. It tells you buying guides, care, all the care for basically fragrant orchids. So it says fragrance, Cattleya Alliance, Dendrobium Tribe. So in each chapter of those, it shows all their fragrant orchids in those ones. So orchids by intensified fragrance, blooms, and even has stinky orchids in here. But fragrance and facts, why they smell, blah blah blah. Selecting and buying, which is really good for information. And I like is that there's a few in here that I have, like your Brassavola nodosa. It'll tell you, how to say it and the requirements for it and stuff. And then of course your stinky orchids. It's got a few in there, like your Kingianum. Oh, how beautiful they smell! They drive me nuts. Oh, sometimes when mine, I have a gigantic one. You guys all know that. And that thing just, when it's in bloom, I just go crazy. It's like that, when your husband wears your favorite cologne, it just drives you nuts. It's like that. Anyways, I know I'm crazy. But, yeah, so if you're a fragrant orchid lover and you own orchids because of fragrance, this is your book. Don't forget that. Now, you are starting out or have started and you want to know a little bit of everything equally, every little section. Here is your book. If you're equal from what they are. And this one's a little bit bigger, user-friendly. I will tell you that. And the information in here is perfect. And this is actually endorsed by the American Orchid AOS. So, it's got your watering and your keys on how to deal with it. This one is an all-in-one. And, yeah, I will say that. It's cheap. It's reasonable. Now, this one isn't cheap, but it is my all-in-one. This was my very first orchid book, and I love it. It's the Uncomplicated Guide to Growing the World's Most Exotic Plants and Understanding Orchids. This is by William Kalina, and it's actually cute. His wife's name was Melissa, which is my name. And, yeah. This one is everything. This one has a lot, I think the most information, but I wish it continued. You know what I mean? Like, it gives you the most information on everything from mounting orchids to scale, and it gives you the exact, but I wish the chapters on that were a little bit bigger, but everything is crammed in. It's perfect. It's a little bit more expensive, but it gives you the crosses and stuff like that. And then it does go into your, so it does have things that other books don't have. So your next step, like if you go to Fragrant Orchids or you go to the last two books, if you want a section on, like, let's say Bolila, which is not a popular orchid, this orchid would not be in those books, right? Like, this book has that. It has the very difficult ones. Like, it has a huge section on Draculas and Cattleyas. And then one that I thought was really cool that I've never seen anything like it here's another one. This is a Comaparatia. That's gorgeous. And then, like, it has Dissa, you know, and it has, like, a lot of information on it. Probably more than I've ever seen. And then my Dracula section. But one day, I hope that there is a book just, like, on Draculas. They are my new passion. My passion before was Stanhopias, but I still love my Stanhopias. They're a pain in the ass, but I love them and they love me, and their flowers once a year make it all worth it. But, you know, my Draculas, but I'd love to have a book on it. That would be awesome. And Gongora, my Hologlossalum, I have that one. But you see my point, and yeah, this is your ultimate book. Anyways, so let's get on to the tour while we're here. Alright. Now, Noblies, they can stay outside if you live in BC. It is okay from now till probably about August, till it starts getting chilly. But they're pretty happy. Nothing's flowering. A beauty you might recognize Brad holding in the greenhouse tour. This was, I can't take any credit for this. This is Brian's plant. And yeah, I got this from Brian. It's all the way from Nanaimo. And I will say, shipping, look at how the flowers, and literally when I got the plant, it was upside down in the box. I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like freaking out, and it was good. So, yeah. This is Cattleya Morning Glory with Micah. Oh, I just love it. It smells so good. And just look at those flower spikes. It's just amazing. But the best part is, like, I guess the color here, but if you check out the color here, these ones I think just open sooner than the other ones. So the color is just a lot more darker. I don't know if you notice, it's hard to tell, but it is absolutely stunning. I just have a sad Gongora. Pretty happy. Snails seem to be a problem with your Stanhopias. Let me know. Slug bait. That is all you can do with this puppy. Just sprinkle it in. And so far, we are recovering. A few leaves are not wrecked, but I got a few that's gone. And it is really hot the last few days here. Draculas don't do good with heat. So under a cover, you can put them under. And I have them where this receives no direct sunlight. But here's some of my Draculas. I believe this is Hertzii. This one is Dracula Vampiria. Oh, and it has some flower spikes. I'm so excited. Wisteria. Yeah, buddy, you stay chill. I hope. This is Radadella. I didn't realize it, but I've got two of those. And this is a Delatonia. Tolatodia. And my Maxillaria tendifolia. And pitcher plant coming in. And then I got my Pathalis outside. Nobly. Stanhopia. Major snail problem. Look at that. Look at those leaves. It's horrible. And my Stanhopia is growing a new leaf. So excited. It was like all bulbs. No leaves. My gum forest. She's coming back too. My Stanhopia is coming back. Another Stanhopia. A Virginia creeper is starting up. My husband built me this trellis here. So I'm hoping that the Virginia creeper will, I'm training it to go up and cover this whole section. Nobly. And one of my big kingianums. Excuse me, my kids' toys. And then here's my other big kingianum with tons of keiki. So let me know in the comments below if you guys want any babies. This thing gives about 30 to 40 keikis. It is nuts. And this is a species. Alright. Let's go finish the inside. Alright. This is a Zupatron, which is kind of the Pathalis family. And look at all those flowers.